All right. Whoa. There's a nice echo there from someone.
Echo.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Oh, we clearly know who
Not
it
me,
is then,
not
so
me, not me.
happy Monday, everybody.
Hey.
You know I love doing it to you. Now, I think for some reason
savagery
today
right
my
here.
computer is lagging badly, so if I talk over you or take a second to reply, I apologize. My computer's not having me today, so is what it is.
Let me turn on the mood lighting.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, shit, just got sexy in here.
First one in, Brickles. How are you, buddy? All right, so obviously another week, another last minute topic. Kind of just winged up.
I don't even know what it is. Yeah, I'm about to find out what the topic is. This is exciting.
Let's just say it's quite a hot topic over the last week or so.
Yeah, I saw it about 15 minutes before stream, or maybe 20 minutes before stream start, and I thought, fuck, I'm going to get in the shit in this one.
No, so it's not okay. So it's not what we're not going to aim it at that one person. It's just more in general what people think about the YouTubers, what Lego YouTubers missing, what can they do different? Is they all doing too much of the same thing? They all kind of blah blah blah. But we will start with that topic of obviously M&R, but very restricted, obviously because of connections. But Henry, Andy, and April, how are you guys? So yeah, we will talk about Lego YouTubers tonight. And over the last week, if you guys are in the know and you watch YouTube, a very, very definitely top 5 subscriber-wise on YouTuber, was a part of the LAN, the Lego Ambassador Network. Got the bum, got the fired, got the kick out the door. See you later. You're doing shit wrong. Goodbye. We don't like you. You upset us. The list goes as long as our arm, and all 4 of us. And I guarantee half people in chat. M&R Productions. He's disappeared. He's not disappeared. He's no longer getting free review sets, I guess is the easiest way to explain it direct from Lego. But he's such a take the personality out of it. He's such a powerful force. Someone's going to pick him up. A shop's going to give him something. He's going to find his way back to get the sets, to get them early, to get the leaks. He's always had the leaks, so. But I guess on one hand, I'm very I'm happy that Lego finally done something about it, to be honest.
Dan, we'll start with you. That'll get us through to 8:30.
No comment.
Yeah, I mean, and so for people that don't know, Dan, and I guess you at arm's reach as well, Andrew. These guys, because they're part of the LAN, they're all together. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone's got their own opinion on everyone else. But bottom line is he did push the envelope too hard. He did.
In the LAN, so it's a classic old school forum where people create topics and there's threads and crap like that. You can put a signature on. Dan, can you recall what my signature is on the LAN?
On your LAN profile?
On my LAN profile. So when I comment on something, do you know what it is? It's
nah.
I'm just happy to be here.
You're happy to be here, yeah.
Basically sums up the LAN for me. It's a good thing to be a part of. There's great benefits to it. Obviously, there's a lot of work that Dan and I have to put in to get those benefits.
Oh, for sure.
Same with the physical communities, the lugs. They put a lot of free time into their clubs, and they've got their presidents, and they put on these shows and all the rest. So there's a lot of stuff behind it. But it is a privilege to be on there, and it's something I wouldn't abuse. Like, they set some rules. You're not always happy about the rules. You deal with it.
Yeah,
that's my
and that's
take on it all.
like that's exactly it in a nutshell. You're happy to be there. It's a privilege, and that's how we see it. Why? Because we don't particularly make well, I don't make a living. I don't even come close to making a living out of YouTube or Twitch. I make less money a month with YouTube and Twitch than I spend on a Lego set a month, right? So it's not about the money for me. And Ryan, Ryan, like you say, he's a very powerful personality. And right from the get-go, as soon as he joined the LAN, he was still going to do Ryan. Ryan was not going to conform to what the LAN needs or wants from an ambassador. And it took 16 odd months. It took a lot of
nudging,
pointing at, look, this stuff is not appropriate. And look, I have to admit it. I was Ryan's mentor in the LAN. Every new ambassador in the LAN gets a mentor, and I was Ryan's. And he never wanted to do what the LAN was going to require him to do from the get-go. It's as simple as that.
And you know what? Like, so to clarify, they don't, to be part of the LAN, if you're doing a review and you legit think that, it's a poor set, it's poor, mate, that's what they want to hear. They want the legitimate, and that's not what he was doing bad. His reviews were raw, and that's where, but it was pushing the envelope, especially with the leak. I think the leaks were a big pain.
Yeah.
Him pushing the leaks.
There was multiple things, okay, and this is where it gets a bit tricky, because Ryan, he's said what he's gonna say about being removed from the LAN, but there are others that have more insight into what's going on. And Ryan said so himself, that there was multiple things that they talked about, and there is. And look, if I'm going to point fingers at anything, leaks is never a good thing. Doing reviews on a stripper club is never a good thing. Calling out other LAN members and saying that they don't have enough viewers or community, and naming them is never going to be a good thing. There's a multitude of things, and it's a tough thing, because everything that he said was true to a point, but it came, in my opinion, from an uneducated standpoint, where he didn't want to educate himself on the rules or other things in support systems. And I've heard Ryan say some stuff about how the LAN works, which is completely untrue, because he hasn't bothered to put in the time to actually look at those rules. And I tried to talk to him about it the other day, and I just got shoved off, and all of his supporters and stuff come down on me on one of his streams. So I was like, that's it, I'm out. Because Ryan is Ryan. I like him. I actually think that he is very clever, and he's very knowledgeable, and he definitely has potential, but he's gonna be he's gonna do Ryan. Ryan is gonna do Ryan, and I wish him all the best. And I have no doubt in my mind that whatever he puts himself to, he'll be successful outside of the LAN specifically.
Totally, and that's and that's where he will still be powerful. Like his Star Wars stuff, I don't like Star Wars, but his Star Wars stuff is good. His Star Wars stuff is really good. But like you said, anyway, let's move on. So that's we've had our M&R question. He's long gone. I'm going to start with you, Andrew. In your
Mega Box ambassador, I think he'll do great as a Mega Box ambassador.
So I guess the next question, and I'll start, like I said, I'll start with you, Andrew. Now, this is obviously going to come down to personal opinion. Who do you think is for yourself, the best all-rounder YouTuber when it comes to Lego? Who do you like? What style? What video? What individual? What kind of? What's your pick for watching Lego?
Yeah.
I'd say one that's stood out to me recently, that I've recently discovered, is Tiago. I'm not too sure if you know Tiago's stuff. He's a former Lego designer. He worked there for 3 years. He quit due to family reasons, moved back to Portugal. And he basically had an agreement with his wife that, he still wanted to do something with Lego. He loves Lego. He felt there was, a gap in the YouTube market, and Bilsy, obviously. So him and his wife basically gave him a year to get his YouTube off the ground, and if he could do it and sort of start making a living from it, he was allowed to keep doing it basically. So in a year, he built up to 100,000 subscribers and over 34 million views, which is absolutely amazing growth. You know, you look at new YouTubers coming in, you're like, there's no chance anymore. Everything's being done. So hard to grow these days. And to me, he proved that it's not, and there's still a chance to do it if you're doing something good. So he builds tiny little mocks. You know, he'll do couches, vending machines, bits of fruit, just anything and everything. But they're small, achievable builds done with amazing techniques. So kids can do them, adults can learn from them. The footage is clear, it's colourful, and you know, it's not language based, so you can capture a worldwide audience. So to me, he's smashing it.
Okay, that's a good point. Now, two things I want to bring up quickly. Joe mentioned that Jang is the best. Jang was the best. Jang in my eyes, he was the best for a while when he was building. He hasn't been building in a very, very long time. He's turned into a review channel now for sets. Yeah. So, but the other thing, so Jang definitely was the best. He's kind of slipped a little bit, but you know, he's still definitely up there. Henry mentioned about making good money, and this is obviously a big thing that everyone brings up when it does come to, you know, subscriber versus views versus viral versus continuity and all that kind of stuff. And you know, anyone that's sitting up near that 50,000 subscribers, and you know, there's no set. You're not going to have 50,000 subscribers and there's $50,000 type thing. It comes down to, you know, is a shop, a product, or you know, your advertisements reaching. It's too variable, but you can guarantee someone at 100,000 is sustaining their own lifestyle by making videos. Would be, you know, more than likely. And then you see guys that are in the millions of subscribers and views, and I guarantee they're buying Lamborghinis and Ferraris. So, you know, it's all relative, but so, yeah, I mean, Henry, so no. No, well, I mean, for Tiago, I guarantee he's making good money.
Yeah, Tiago will be making all right money on 100K subs with the amount of views that he gets.
Yep.
Because he does get a lot of views.
Say, for instance, on Dan's channel, if one of the shops in New Zealand want to, you know, review a set, Dan's nice enough, probably take the set for free, review it, shout out to the shop. But you could get to a level where you've got 30 shops messaging you, and then you've got to put a price on what your reviews were. So you might say, okay, I'll do your review, but my price is $1,000 per set. And then, you know, because you've got that audience, you've got that direct funneling flow, it's worth them paying $1,000 to sell 10 of them $1,000 sets. So it's all based on business relations more than anything. I think that's when, you know, that's where it comes back to. And yeah, look, 1.2 million. It's a hard thing, YouTube and money in that. Dan, your YouTube superstar.
Man, that's a real tough question. I don't particularly have any favorites really. I have a few that I watch. Some videos of.
Do you like the builders? Do you like the mockers? Or do you like the set reviewers? Or, you know, do you have anything in particular in that style?
I like the city. So I used to like Jang. I watched Jang a lot when he did his city stuff. And Alex Noons is probably one of the other really cool cities that I like to follow. But other than that, I just find that there's this real clique of Lego YouTubers that if you're not in that cool kids club, man, you don't count for shit. And there's a corner of the Lego YouTube community that you know, it's everyone's doing exactly the same thing. It's like they all share the information and they all put the same video out within a very short space, and that just gets a bit tedious. And the other thing too, and I'm guilty of this as well. I am guilty of this as well. Most RLFMs do exactly the same thing. So if it's an RLFM and it's a YouTube channel, most of us do exactly the same thing. And what is that? Review sets, and all the reviews is the styling. It changes a little bit, but it doesn't change
Ideally,
a
it's the
lot.
same.
Nobody's really doing anything any different. Nobody's really doing anything any different. And I noticed, and you're probably going to hate this, but I noticed your boy Frostbricks yesterday.
Oh.
He posted a video where he had a crack at some brickheads with bow and arrow.
Mate, tell me about like trying to be different. But come on, mate, we broke Lego first.
Mate, I was shooting Lego 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's interesting because, you know, it is different. But, oh, man, you just garner so much hate from people when you destroy Lego.
Yeah.
And unless you can handle that hate, which I couldn't, and which is why I ended up stopping, yeah, it's not a path you want to go down. But yeah, like Tiago does some really cool stuff. With, you know, and I agree with Andrew that Tiago does some really cool stuff, and it's just so simple, but it's brilliant. And I kind of wish I had that kind of level of creativity. So
I just put him up on my phone then on TikTok. He's got a good TikTok channel.
Yeah, he has. And like the standard of Lego YouTubers now, or just YouTubers in general now, is freaking outstanding as well. If you want to compete in the market, if you want to try and, you know, get a decent subscriber following or whatever, you've got to make some pretty damn good content. Because if it's average like mine, no one's going to bother watching it because there's always better options.
Yep.
But you got to appreciate Tiago's time and effort he put into this as well. So, you know, as I said, you know, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but, you know, he worked hard for it. He was doing a video every day for however long to build that up. And now that he's kind of more established, he's cut back to, you know, 3 times a week because, you know, he's built that up now. He's built up the audience. People know him and they trust it. So you can sort of step back a little bit. But try 6 months. 6 months doesn't sound like a lot, but try make a new video every day for 6 months and, you know, put it on social media and you know, push yourself. It's
it's a big effort. Yeah, it's definitely full on. All right, so Bill, let's go. Your opinion.
Yeah, look, my style of video, I don't have a favorite as per se, but my style of video is, and a couple of them have been mentioned already, being a city builder, I like to see how other people city. So watching like Jangbrick City over the last few years, and especially Robin Hood Bricks, besides the English accent, he's got some pretty creative stuff in his city for inspiration and ideas. And I don't really do news leak videos and that sort of stuff. But if I do see something, my go-to is always BFAB, Brother from Another Brick. Has some good stuff, and I like that his videos are really short and sweet. When you hear gossip and you want to try and find out something, you know, a minute or two is all you need usually.
Doc's like too.
Doc's great, yeah, great guy too. But yeah, that's about me.
So I've got 2, and I guarantee none of you will guess them, and no one's mentioned them yet. One's is smallish. He's kind of all right. He calls himself Cheat 3. He makes Lego puzzles, puzzle boxes, puzzles, hands-on type stuff, and that's really, really cool. And like just what he does, like it's very simple, but it's just interesting. Like you said, for me, you get sick of watching the cities. You get sick of watching, like Dan said, the reviews. You know, I get sick of, and I'm first victim. Like, you know, I'll do a review on something and, mate, I get sick of watching my own shit. That's why I try to blow things up, put lights in and do that, you know, do our brick brackets, do that kind of stuff. Just so you are different and you're not going in, like Dan said. If you don't have a 5,000 production set up with the state of the art of everything and you're rolling and ready to hit a 5-star production, you're going to fall behind and see you later. And the other guy I really love watching, he doesn't talk, Sariel's. Sariel does all the Technic stuff. Man, I love it. It's just music. It's simple. It's text, but it's just good. It's as boring as batshit, but you know, I do like it. I do really enjoy it. But as far as I guess, what would be the word?
I like Serial's style. I just don't like Technic, so it doesn't appeal. But I love some of the tanks and stuff that he builds. He's a bloody clever builder. See, he's an RLFM too, and he doesn't sort of stick with that norm. But I love his style. Technic just bores me stupid.
Technic, but there's no one that's doing his style in classic or system brick anyway either. So there's almost an open door to do that.
There's a question mark over whether if you're only showing the product and not showing your face or doing a piece to camera or anything like that, are you just highlighting Lego? Then therefore, are you just highlighting the kid's toy? And that's where the copper rules start to get a bit blurry. But if you like for me, if I do a piece to camera, kids don't want to watch this face, okay? And I don't talk as if I'm talking to 3-year-olds either. So you can tell it's definitely targeted at AFOLs. And I think if you don't do that, like Serial and Just Too Good and Ashen Flash, they've got to work a little bit harder to make it more AFOL-esque. They've got to make sure that they use the correct language, and they've just got to be really careful at how that works out in the future.
And I guess it also goes, it's saying that us doing this on a Monday night where, we have really good interaction and engagement, this, ideally, and, obviously you're all going to agree, this is the best type of video if you're a Lego fan, not away from sets, you know what I mean? Like if we need to review something or talk about a product, we've got all 4 of us, it's the best of everything. We've all got our own angle and view and expertise or whatever. So, if moving on, I wonder if you got, so especially say for you LAN guys, 2 or 3 of you guys mashing all your styles, putting it together in a video to make it different to the norm. Do you get what I'm saying? Like almost like a live stream, but amongst like a fly on the wall and you're building at a mate's place almost. If that makes sense.
Dan's trying to figure it out. I don't think it makes sense, but I also don't want you to repeat it.
Okay, here we go. So you get the piano, right? You get the piano, Andrew gets the piano, cool, let's do a review. Matt, I like black, it's cool, it's got some keys, it plays music, big whoop. Dan gets it. Oh, it's a review, the piano's big, it looks good. The next 400 people that get the piano are going to do similar in their own style. Don't you think moving on, if you got more interaction with someone else, another person, like another LAN member or another someone that's an actual AFOL, not a kid or just your mate, you know what I mean? Like that's pushing it into the next, to make it, you make it more relative to someone who's watching than just trying to perform on camera.
Bilsy, if you want to collaborate with myself and Dan with some reviews, just let us know, man. Just ask. Don't do this whole elaborate 12-month stream thing to build up to this question. Just ask.
I've got bills. I don't need you two dropouts.
Wow, what savage!
Wow.
To be fair, I also think that there's a lot of YouTubers that aren't interested in collaboration. Period, because the thing with collaboration is then you have to decide whose channel it's going to be on, and everybody wants to be the first to get it on their channel, and everyone wants the most views. And to be fair, when it becomes a job for most of these guys, they've got to put themselves first, because if they don't, that's their income that they're just screwed with. So I love collaboration because, like I said in the beginning, I don't make any money off this, so don't bother me. I'm not losing anything. Give a shit whose channel that's on.
And all four of us, we're genuine, and that's what we are doing. We're not here because we're here to push an income, you know what I mean? We're here because we genuinely like it. We tell it how it is almost, with some restrictions.
I think collaboration's great. The times I've gone on to your stream to have a watch, Dan, and you get in there in the comments and you'll shout me out, and then I get a bunch of followers from it. It's like, you just put in that effort and you fish from other people's audiences in a way, but they're all interested in Lego. I don't care. They're always going to be your fan, but they love coming in and getting some other stuff as well. So it's great.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And that's why I have no issues with shouting anybody out when they come into my stream, whether it's a YouTube channel or not. And, if April's moderating my stream, she'll go and she'll find the link and she'll post it in the chat.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just don't see it as a big deal. It's not my turf. I'm not pissing on it. You know what I mean? We're all in a space together. Why can't we just share it and have fun?
Yeah, that's
You
it.
know?
That's yeah.
Who gives me super chats? Absolutely nobody. Never had one.
Aw.
It's funny when you say that, Dan. Like, when does it, and there's obviously people out there that are at this level. When does it stop becoming something you've enjoyed to that stressful? You need to pump out this set, pump out this video because you need that 1 million views for this month. You know what I mean? And then you lose. Yeah, the problem is you still got your followers that like your style, but you're doing it it turns into money. It turns into, like most YouTubers, I guess they have that pivotal change and then see you later, I guess.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I'd love to make it a job. If this was my job, this would be brilliant. It'd be the dream job, right? But then, at what point does it become too much pressure? At what point does it become where you have to think of a video for tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day? Yep. And this is where I just don't think I could. I don't think I genuinely could. I find it hard enough going, I've been saying for a week I'm making a review video on one of the Monkey Kid sets back there, and I haven't touched it yet. Because I don't particularly like making review videos, okay? I love it when Lego send me the sets, but I don't particularly like making the videos because I'm not the best at it. And there are other people out there that do better jobs.
Well, no,
I try to get value out of it.
I've got to stop. It's not about being the best. People come and watch you because you've got your own style, and there's no wrong or right way of doing a review. You know what I mean? So you can't really think that you're not the best or the worst. You're you, and people are going to watch you because of what you say and how you say it. People are going to. Same with me. Same with Kale, right? It's perfect. And I said this to Henry yesterday. So I watched that archery arrow video. And I know I said it to Andrew. I watched that video. You could make that video good. He made it cringy and hard to watch. It was no doubt about it. Whatever me and Kale have, even though I didn't know him, that video was like, stab me in the freaking eyes. What the hell is this shit? Right? But you could have made an archery video. You could have made that actually pretty good. You really could have. You could have themed it. You could have gone animal hunting. There's a million ways around it. You know what I mean? But yes, I'm happy. I'm excited. Yeah. It's just, no, man, don't do it. But in his eyes, it's someone, and I guarantee half of his audience are going to love it. There's no right or wrong. We might not like it. We might think it's cringy. Mate, he's still got his followers that are going to, love it, click subscribe, and buy a Kale t-shirt. It's just the way YouTube is, I guess.
Mm.
And then it makes you think, is that why Jang stopped doing the city? Started pushing sets. Was he getting stressed trying to do the next big thing for his city and running out of ideas, running out of room?
Yeah. And you got to keep it interesting for yourself as well. So,
yeah. Well, see, Jang's doing a lot of live streams now as well. And, if he's pulling in a couple of hundred viewers at a time, and this is where I've seen some Lego YouTubers really killing it lately, is they'll jump on and do live streams and people will just chuck super chats at them like, they've got a cash tree in the backyard. Yeah. And, good on them. If that's how they make their living, then, mate, brilliant. I'd love to be that guy. But, you've got to utilize the skills that you have, I guess. And
that's the bottom line, yeah. No, it's and you look at guys like, say, who's really JK Brickworks. When that dude's not consistent at putting out videos, but every video he puts out, holy shit, production's on point, instructions are on point. It's perfect. You got to think, there's a good side of that. He loves what he's building, him and his missus, and they get this. But then, you don't know behind the scenes, like, oh man, it's been a month, I haven't made a video. What am I going to do? How am I going to make the? There's a million different aims at it, but I don't mind. Say JK's one, he makes amazing videos.
Yeah,
but I'm still yet to find a YouTuber that does like. Go, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I can tell you that Jason doesn't plan his videos in advance. He thinks about projects for a while and then how we can execute them, and then they just happen organically. That's why he's not consistent, because it is mostly organic, and he does a lot of things for shows. And he's gotten a very good following over it because of the quality of his productions is good. the quality of his models is absolutely outstanding, and the fact that he gives away his instructions for free is commendable. But then he does put a bit of humor into his videos sometimes too. I love the one that he did with the rabbit pooping on the floor, or the one with that evil box that threw Lego bricks all down the stairs and he couldn't walk down the stairs. And yeah, he does some great stuff. I really like Jason. He's a really nice guy. I have met him in person a couple of times.
And I guess on the flip side of it, you've got the boring guys that do Lego train videos.
Oh, I think
if I had room, I'd do trains.
No, they do seem like fun, but it's a lot of work as well. A lot of space needed for trains. But I think like the overall message from what we were first talking about today, like if you're in the LAN, if you're making videos, if you're making content, whatever you're doing, you just got to do it because you enjoy it. And hopefully you get viewers. Like that's nice. Hopefully you make money off it. That's even better. But once it starts feeling like a job and you've got this obligation, that's when it gets pretty crap.
Yeah.
So
I like doing it because I'm passionate about Lego, and I love I love getting new sets and ripping them open, having a look at new parts, new colors, and I love building them. You know, I like talking about them.
And it shows.
And shows, yeah. Look, shows for me are extremely important. I love going to shows and I love talking to people. So, yeah, that's a huge part for me. Sometimes I don't feel like I give land the value that they give me. That's for sure.
Yeah, true.
All right. Well, I guess that'll be our short and sweet, nice, clean half an hour for your Monday night at that. Don't forget, the boys do have 2 really good YouTube channels. Go and find Andrew's one, Cheap Jokes. Put it up in the search bar. Dan's is obviously Between the Bricks. Might as well give a shout out to April. Go check out April's channel as well. She was in the chat. I don't know if Jason, Monster JDC, has a YouTube channel. He does, Bill, do you know? I'm not sure. He'll let us know in 5 or 6 seconds.
Definitely has some awesome Instagram.
Yeah, I was going to say Insta.
Yeah. But
I didn't get paid for last Monday's stream, by the way. Is that cool if you send that with this week's one?
Yeah, apparently I didn't either.
It's in the mail, man. I'll let you know. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah. Sorry, mate. My wallet ran out.
Bye.
All right. This weekend, people, if you are in Sydney, the Illawarra Brick Show is in Sydney. I'll be flying down there. I'll be there for the 2 days of Saturday and Sunday. So if you are around, come and say hello. Other than that, obviously, don't forget the boys' YouTube channels, Bills's Instagram. Hopefully start putting photos up of his new room soon. It's looking sick. It's looking really, really good. So that'll be we might even make a YouTube video about it, Bill. What do you reckon?
Maybe.
Tour.
Room tour is
finally organised.
Room tour, yeah, do a room tour video. I did one of them a couple of weeks ago for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Only because I really tidied my room because Nick was coming.
Oh, you got a friend coming over, you had to be clean.
Yeah, it had to be tidy.
That's the first time you clean your room up.
It's the tidiest it's ever been, actually.
Your wife's like, you should have friends over more often.
No, because everything that was in here that was messy got taken out and dumped in the office.
It's amazing what a room can do to help you sort out and clean up. I've got stuff I haven't touched in 6 years that I now know I own.
Yeah. It's like Christmas.
And he's talking about his business, not Lego. Anyway, on that note, we'll see you all later. Catch you next Monday.